Chester, Pennsylvania. It's the OBL Sports Award Show. Woo! Yeah! Woo!
Welcome to the first ever OBL Award Show. I'm your host, Jack DeMarco, coming to you live from the beautiful Westchester, Pennsylvania. What a year it was for the OBL. So many great games and so many great performances. I'd first like to congratulate the championship team, Tommy's team. Well, it was actually K. Brad's team, but it was run by Tommy. They won the championship in spectacular fashion. They played shorthanded for most of the playoffs, and then in the final game when they were full staff, they won by a ton, absolutely running Connor's team off the court. I'm actually surprised that I didn't come into more boos tonight. Normally not a fan favorite. For those of you that didn't know, they checked out from the OBL updates in June when the league was supposed to end. My team lost a playoff game in terrible fashion. We had a 10-point lead and then blew it to end up losing by 2 at the end of the game. That was a terrible feeling. One of the worst I've had since I realized I picked Seth in the 5th round. That was a hot topic on C-Men Speak, and now I realize it was a mistake. For those of you that didn't know, Seth was in California all season. He decided to take his off season during the regular season. He was there with his girlfriend. Actually, we have his ex-love interest, Jake Rice, in the crowd tonight. I was talking to Jake backstage and asked him how he felt about that. And he was saying, he really would have liked to have more dedication out of a star OBL player like that. He also said that in his experience, Seth likes skinny dudes, and that wasn't what was waiting for him on the West Coast. We also have Dan Ice in the crowd tonight. I gotta say, I am so happy that Dan got his second championship. He was a part of Tommy's team. He actually only ended up showing to one game, though. But in that one game, he played more minutes than he did on Seth's team last year. Really great to see Seth getting everyone minutes in park basketball. Another thing I was so happy to see this year was that there were no injuries. In the past, we've had some injury concerns, and you never want to see that. It's just all about fun and getting out there for the love of the game. However, we did have one player on the DL this year. Sam Colden spent 2 weeks not playing when what was classified as a deviated septum. There are rumors floating around that he got a nose job, however. I don't know if it's true. You can take a look at maybe some pictures on Instagram. I'm thinking that there was a bump that was removed. While we're on the topic of guys with hot sisters, Cooper. So Cooper, he's one of my favorite OBL players. I love his hustle. I love the way he can shoot the ball. And he's kind of like a J.R. Smith type. I was actually campaigning to get another award out of tonight. Player that had the most minutes with his shirt off. I was thinking the nominees would be him, Drew Pierce, and unfortunately probably Pat Durant. Coop played probably the majority of his 2 games without a shirt on. But, I'm fine with it. Some guys around the leagues have issues with it, but I respect it. Keep it going, Coop. I'd like to say congrats to the champs. Again, we addressed them, Kyle and Tommy's team. Living with TD next year, I'm living with him in the dorms at Penn State, for those of you that don't know. I've gotten used to, breaking down a lot of OBL film. And looking back, I'm looking at Kyle Bradley in year 1 and then this year, and he's the only guy that has aged significantly. The beginning of his career, he had a lot of flash, was one of the star players in the league. Watch him out there, he's just slow. He looks like an old man. He's like Monix, for those of you that have seen Semi-Pro. Also, I'm very happy to see Tommy finally got a championship. Although I'd compare him to the OBL's Tyronn Lue, honestly. No matter what he does in the playoffs, no matter what happens in his career, the only thing he will be remembered for in the playoffs is that huge swat from Alex Rotelli. That was a great moment. I'd also like to say thanks to the cast of C-Men Speak. They did a great job throughout the year keeping everyone posted on OBL News, keeping them entertained. Chris, Two Hands Heilman, he did a great job. He made the word irrelevant relevant again. That was good to see. We had Cole, who was a competent host most of the time. Carmody, our gluten-free cast member, he did a great job. He countered Chris real well. And then Fro, being the Kenny Smith of the crew, no one might know him. No one remembers anything he says, but it's good to have him up there on stage. And with that, let's just get into the awards. That's what you're all here for, right? So stay tuned. We got a great cast coming out to present these awards. We have even a surprise musical appearance coming up. Presenting our next award, my first-round draft pick and favorite OBL player, Kip McGuire.
Today I will be presenting the award for Rookie of the Year, or known as Roy. This year's nominations are Joey Cork and Jeff Atella. Due to, I think, more total points, Jeff Atella will be this year's Rookie of the Year, but accepting on his behalf will be his great friend and mentor, Kyle Vall. Thank you very much.
All right, so on the behalf of Jeff, I just want to say thank you. I mean, we've been great friends for years now, and I just know if he was here, it would be tears of joy. So thank you.
Yeah, go Jeff!
The next award is my favorite award of the night. It's the sixth man. The sixth man is the best player coming off the bench around the league. This guy is so crucial for his team and is necessary for success. Here to present the award, the former sixth man of the year, Tommy Dayton.
The sixth man of the team is always crucial, especially in a league where we don't always have full attendance. So the nominees this year, we have Jason Chang, Tyler Pascal, and Cooper Cronenberger. And the winner is Tyler Pascal. Here to accept his award is Ty McGuan.
Thank you. Me and Tyler go way back. We used to be neighbors, knowing Tyler all my life, and I know he's really going to appreciate this award, and I know he's going to think it's a great honor. Sixth man, like TD said, is a very, very important player in the OBL. Don't have a lot of talent, especially a lot of deep talent in the OBL. Just a bunch of white guys trying to ball. And, you have to think maybe if he was there at the championship game, it would have gone a lot differently. But I know he wanted to be there. I know he's had a few great OBL seasons, so thank you.
Here to present our next award, my fellow captain and teed up golf course marshal, Owen Hovick.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be out with the OBL crew. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because we got a lot to get through. Kip McGuire. Come on up, Kip. Congratulations. Give a couple words.
Didn't suspect to win an award tonight, but I'm honored to have done so. It's especially, we were honored to win the Sportsman Award, especially when I'm surrounded with so many good sportsmen in the OBL. So once again, thank you to Tommy Dayton, the rest of the front office for the OBL, and this is my award, and I'll take it home with pride. Go Team Jack.
The other nominees for that category were, did you cut it? No. Were Evan Burke and Matt Fisher, just as a disclaimer for those of you at home. Through the halfway point of the show, I must say I'm very happy that this is a real award show. I really thought it was a ploy to kick me out of the Hall of Fame after my abysmal season this year. I averaged the same amount of points as Crow, and that's pretty embarrassing, but I'll get over it. Here to present the award for Captain of the Year, the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Dayton.
Thank you. So as always, we have 6 great captains in the league. This year, our captain award will go to the captain who had the best draft and could find talent in the late rounds. Our nominees are Austin Kingsley and Owen Hovick, and the winner is Owen Hovick. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to say, the reason I won Captain of the Year is because if anyone tries to mess with my teammates,
Now presenting our musical performance, the artist formerly known as Seaman, blessing us with his hit single, The Ballad of the Speak. Here to present our next award, another one of my fellow captains. He's the tallest of the captains. Some call him a lengthy MF. Here is Austin Kingsley.
Thank you for having me at this OBL Award Show. It's a great time. Cole, great performance. Not a dry eye in the crowd, nor a soft dick. I really appreciate it. Well, today we're doing Most Improved. These players used to be bad, now they're not as bad. And the nominees for Most Improved are Cole Seaman, Kyle Vall, and Defram Namani. And the winner of Most Improved Player of the 2017 OBL season is Defram Namani.
I'm here accepting the award tonight for Defram. He can't make it, but I cannot express how much this means to him. We're super tight. I promise you that. Super tight. He wish he could have been here, but he can't make it. He's on to bigger and better things, but this has to be one of the biggest highlights for him this year. I can say that for sure. Real proud of Defram. Real proud.
Presenting your Defensive Player of the Year award, the second best dressed man of the night, and OBL champion Tommy McGuan. Might have to adjust that.
Thank you. It was a great year of defense in the OBL this year, except for Connor's team in that last game and Tony Lee, or as we call him, Letdown Lee. Congratulations to our 3 nominees for Defensive Player of the Year. They are Gareth Chapman, Kyle Vall, and Kevin Singer. And our winner of Defensive Player of the Year is Kyle Vall. Congratulations.
All right. This is shocking. It's very shocking. Again, I just wanted to congratulate. Oh, thank you. First off, I just want to congratulate Gareth and Kevin for also being nominated. It's a huge, huge accomplishment. I'm surprised I won this tonight. I'm very grateful. I want to thank my fans. I want to thank Owen for drafting me, giving me the opportunity this year to play. And lastly, I want to thank my mom and my dad for giving birth to this specimen. Thank you.
In a very forgettable championship game, one man must win MVP. Here to present our award for championship MVP, he can't eat wheat, he can't make layups, and he didn't really dress for the occasion, Jack Garmody.
Hi. As my cohort said, the championship MVP is a very important award. All of these players had key moments in the game to get them to the victory. All of them crushed my dreams of making it to the finals. All of them have about a foot on me, and one of them in particular is down in the Carolinas healing an injury. Hashtag pray for Gareth. The 3 nominees are Tommy McGuan, Gareth Chapman, and Kevin Singer. The award goes to Tommy McGuan.
Thank you very much. Oh, same award. Well, you can get to keep it. Thank you very much for this award. I'm very honored. I'd like to say thank you to my whole team. I really couldn't have done it without them. Thanks for K-Brad for coming back when it counted from his trip over in London. I'd like to say thank you for Connor's team for at least coming out to the court. I didn't think we were all play for a while because Connor didn't respond to the crew message, but it's good we got the game in, and it's good having another season that will be out in the books. So thank you.
It's the last award of the night, the most coveted award in OBL, the MVP award. I'm really sorry I couldn't give you another costume change here, but this thing is actually stuck to my body. For those of you at home, this room is about 5,000 degrees, and I'm sweating my balls off. Here to present the MVP award, a man that has never even come close to winning the MVP, Jack DeMarco.
Eventually.
Well, after the crew backstage got me the Jaws of Life and half a can of Vaseline, I'm out and ready to present this final award. The MVP nominees are Connor McGinnis, the OBL champion runner-up, Evan Locke, who had an amazing 45-point performance, Tommy McGuan, the dark horse in the field, has already won the championship MVP, and last but not least, Brian Boyle. The award goes to Connor McGinnis. Connor actually couldn't make it tonight, we've been informed, to collect his MVP award, so I will be accepting it on his behalf. Might I say I'm very happy to finally be touching an OBL award. Never thought I'd make it here. I'd like to thank my dad, my mom, my brother Dylan, Connor. I don't know who he'd thank, but I think he'd be pretty happy to finally win MVP, and I think he's not happy that he didn't win a championship, but he's hoping to gear up for next year. So thank you guys for tuning into this great show. I'd like to give a shout-out to our production crew, Austin, TD, Tommy McGuan, Jack Carmody. They did a great job behind the scenes making this thing run really smoothly. I'd like to say thanks to Petey for lending me his wardrobe, even though he didn't realize it. You're probably downstairs right now, but I've been wearing your clothes all night. And they don't fit too bad, which is kind of surprising. I'd also finally like to give a shout-out to all of you in the OBL. Thank you for making this great league what it was. Without you guys, our hopes and dreams of making this special league really would have never came together. The past 4 years have been a great experience, and I'm so happy that I could be a part of it with you. And with that, the first annual OBL Awards are over. Thank you, and have a great night.